What's up, guys? This is Kronos from Team Chaos New York, here with Crywolf.
Hey guys, hope you enjoy this video. I know I will.
But I'm here today profiling my Herald Agents, which I brought to my locals in Selden, New York at the Brothers Grimm. I went 3-1, lost to Fire Fists, the weird new Synchro Fire Fists, and then I also got a loss in the top 4 to E-Dragons.
Hey, top 4?
Top 4 was good though, especially because I went 2-1 with the E-Dragons. But anyway, let's get into this.
Alright.
Pretty standard stuff here. I run 3 Herald of Perfection.
Gorgeous.
Discard a fairy, negate any effect from anywhere.
So, hand, field, grave. Done.
Hand, field, grave, nothing. This thing stops all that shit. It comes up fairly easily in this deck because, first of all, you run these.
Manju.
10,000 hands. You can search out anything. Search out your Herald, search out the ritual spell. Ridiculous search power from this guy. As long as he doesn't get Veilored, your plays will go off. So be wary of Veiler. That's all I gotta say. Next up, to Kristiya. This deck manipulates the grave very well with normal monsters using advanced ritual art. Also with the Herald being able to discard fairies. This will come out very often, and if you have this on the field with Herald, you win the game. That's all I say.
Was that so a 25 beater?
28 beater.
28 beater with 28 defender.
Kristiya is huge, especially with Gotcha on the field.
Oh.
32 beater, 32 defender. It's stupid, and nobody gets over it.
Yeah.
So because it's Herald Agents, I run 3 bombs.
3 bombs.
3 bombs, that's all he is. 3 summonable bombs. It's ridiculous, he's too good, and got 2 of the Searcher, Earth. Earth is back to 2, so we are happy, both of us.
I'm just gonna come over here for right now.
Gotta put them in the order though.
Fine.
Search out your Venuses with that. Venus, your single +1. No, you can go +2 with Venus, I think. Just for paying 1,500. It's better than Warning.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go into your Gachi, go into your Dark Mist, go into the Phoenix that I don't have.
Not yet.
Not yet. And then you have 3 dead draws.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
They are dead draws, especially when you have the ritual art in your hand and you want to be able to use them for that. But other than that, Shine Ball is great. Run them with the Venus. Just get out anything you need. Get out of tough situations. And also with that, you get the Spirit of the Harp and the Gyakutenno Megami.
And from what I heard earlier, you're gonna change this for a Ultra?
Yeah,
there you
this is going to be an Ultra once I get the better looking artwork. This is kind of ugly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people actually have questioned the Spirit of the Harp. Spirit of the Harp's in there so that you can manipulate your grave better for Kristiya. With that in here, you can go 1 fairy for advanced ritual art, 2 fairy for advanced ritual art, or 3 fairy for advanced ritual art.
That is true.
Just depends on the situation, depends on if you have Kristiya in your hand or not, depends on how much you want to do with Venus, if possible, if you want to use your Shine Balls, if you want to just use 2 Shine Balls for Gachi, any of those things. That's basically what that's in there for. Continuing on, we've got the hand traps.
Lovely.
3 Herald of Orange Light.
So these will negate your
Monster effects, your opponent's monster effects by discarding itself and another fairy.
Alright.
So it's like a mini Herald of Perfection for monster effects, and it's a hand trap and a tuner, so it's got a lot of good stuff going for
it.
it.
Some flexibility.
And 1 secret German honest that I got at the tournament.
Look at that name.
Alfrichtig.
Alfrichtig?
And it's a Unauflag. That's first ed.
Fee.
Yeah.
Fee. So it's a fee monster.
It is a fee monster. But yeah, this thing puts in a lot of work. Recyclable with Kristiya. If you don't need the attack boost, drop it with Herald to get it back later. Ridiculous. So that's it for the monsters. That's 25 fairies in all. So
Plenty of targets.
Plenty of targets. Essentially, you have 24 targets for Herald in the best case scenario.
Gorgeous.
Well, actually, if you count the advanced ritual art, the most you can have is 23. But
yeah, well, technicalities.
Technicalities. Speaking of which, spells, advanced ritual art. You get out.
Yeah.
You get out the Herald. That's all you need to know. It's searchable by Manju.
It does good.
Prep of Rites. Search out your Herald. Possibly recycle a lost advanced ritual art. This card is broken. I love it. Double Duality. Of course, just being able to increase the consistency of the deck. Draw into a Manju. Summon that Manju. If it doesn't get Veilored, you have a play for next turn. Staples, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy, MST. These 2 are just here in case of counter traps. That's basically the main point that they serve. And Dark Hole, although it kind of doesn't have the synergy it needs with Herald of Perfection, If Herald's already in the field, this is kind of dead. But before that, if you're in a tight situation, Darkhold will get you out of it. That's the only reason I run that. 1 Pot of Avarice. If you drop this, you win.
It gets 5 from grave.
5 from grave, put it back, draw 2. You get to reload your fairies and draw into fairies more often. It's stupid and it's great. 1 Dark Factory of Mass Production. Kind of bad to draw it first turn, and if you don't have the Advanced Ritual Art, but if it does go off, you gain some significant advantage with that card.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mind Control, I did not like. I did not like Mind Control. I needed it to go off once. It didn't go off, and I lost the game because of it. So it was a bit unfortunate. I'm thinking of cutting it out of this deck. It's just not good enough with only 5 targets for tuners. The main thing it's used for is just synchro summoning.
It's also good, like, just get a monster out of the way, then you use your other monster to attack.
Agreed. And then the one tech card that most people have been asking about is the 1 Day Piece. Just for that first turn, really passive play, get yourself a draw 1, possibly draw into the Herald, draw into a Manju. Some of the Manju don't worry about taking damage from its attack. Your opponent draws 1 out of the deal, but...
Hey, then you won't be taking damage.
Exactly. You don't take any damage, your opponent wants to waste their resources after that. So that's the main deck. That's 40 cards in the main, onto the extra deck. Staple-ish, not even somewhat staple, but I've resolved this before, and people rage hard. Especially Sam players. Pretty staple. Getting better now.
Crimson Blader.
Scrap
Dragon right here.
Delicious.
For you.
Delicious to me. And a Stardust, of course. Just because Stardust.
Just have it.
And then we got the Gotchi for the Exceeds. Dark Mist. Shining Elf. It either should be a Phoenix or something else should be replaced for a Phoenix, because I need one of those in here. For the level 3 targets, just in case, we got the Zen Mains and the Levier.
Alright, just make sure.
And then for level 4s, if you go into them, Maestro, because it's just probably the best rank 4 currently.
Yeah.
And the Steelstorm Roach, it doesn't go off as often as you think it would, judging by the fact that it's an E-Dragon based format. Most of their summons aren't exactly inherent, so I don't really like running it.
And guys, that's the key thing about Roach. It only does inherent summons.
Yeah, it only negates inherent summons. So you can't negate something like a Priestess who has to reveal, show, and then special summon.
Alright.
So there's that. It does stop BLS, and it does stop Chaos Sorcerer.
Which is lovely.
Stops Light Pulsar, Chaos Dragons, but it does not stop the baby Elemental Dragons. So anyway, onto the side deck, which is probably the reason I got where I got today. I run double Card Trooper, double Maxi, double Thunder King for monsters, lone MST for the spells, and then 8 traps in Bottomless at 2, 3 Call of the Haunted, and 3 Compulsory Evacuation Device.
Okay, I'm seeing all these different cards that don't quite fit in with your deck, so please.
I will explain this. I will show you what I side out.
Please explain.
I will normally side out all these cards because I will side out the following cards. 1 Dark Factory of Mass Production. 1 Pot of Avarice.
Okay. Question mark?
3 Preparation of Rites.
Dude.
2 Advanced Ritual Art.
What are you doing?
1 Gyakutenno Megami.
Okay.
1 Spirit of the Harp.
That's fine.
3 Manju of the 10,000 Hands. And 3 Herald of Perfection.
What did you just destroyed your... Wait. Oh.
You side out the Herald engine in this deck to put in the Alistair Albans and the newly first place Card Shop Japan deck that I heard was really good, and apparently that first placed over the E-Dragon format in Japan, which is why I really like the idea. The Japanese know how to play. OCG knows how to make good decks. But Agents are a pretty solid counter to the E-Dragons, especially with this build, because with Card Trooper you can mill off your Kristiya, bring it back with Call of the Haunted, mill out your Agents, drop your Hyperions, draw cards from that, draw cards from this. This did not help that much today. This is not as good against E-Dragons for the same reason that Roach isn't as good, just because of that whole inherent something. But either way, it did what it had to do. I've used this against Gadgets and they cried. But either way, this has put in a lot of work. MST is decent. Not as good in the Dragon match, but good against decks with a lot of background. So I do enjoy siding that in my side deck. Bottomless, because shit hates Bottomless.
Yeah.
People really hate this card.
Then you
Three
got
called the Haunted.
calls and your compulsives.
Compulsives are too good this format, just because of how many exceeds people are naming. If you flip this up on the Draco Sax effect, they rage really hard.
They rage, they cry, and
yeah,
even lose.
Yeah, the only reason that I was able to win that one game against the E-Dragons was because I called the Haunted, chained, got a Kristiya out, and the reason I lost was because I couldn't drop the Kristiya with Herald of Orange Light for the Call of the Haunted. It all comes down to that. Call of the Haunted Kristiya is probably your best out against that deck. But either way, that's pretty much the reason that I was able to get where I did today, and that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say about it. Again, like this video if you liked it, comment on it, comment on what you think I should do with the deck, comment on what you liked, rage, subscribe if you haven't already, all 5 of my subscribers.
Hey, it's more than me.
I subscribe to you. But anyway, if you like the deck, feel free to test that out. Feel free to test this deck, surprise your friends with it, have a lot of fun, because if you're not playing money, you're playing smart. That's what I gotta say about this format. So anyway, Kronos signing off.
Guys?
Later, guys.